got a long way to go. You got a long way to go. So be good to yourself.
Enda Reilly is my name, and I'm from Dublin, Ireland, and I'm 38 years old, and since leaving university I've been full-time musician. My main instrument is the acoustic guitar, and then my voice, I guess. I'd like to think of my voice as my first instrument and then the guitar. But and then I also play mandolin and the violin as well. Where I started in Ireland, there can be kind of official ways to learn music, but also there's a kind of a more relaxed method. And even in school, so in school I learned the violin or the fiddle, and I wasn't very good at that, to be honest, but when I hit 15, 16, I wanted to express myself singing. So I felt I needed the guitar to have an instrument that was friendly for singing with. So that's what drove me towards that. But we would have, so in school there wasn't an option in my school to actually learn how to write music, and it just wasn't available. But there was a group performing Irish music together, so I was playing the violin. If you go back far enough, really, you know, the only proper Irish instrument is the kind of the harp. The harp. There's a few instruments, so the harp and maybe the pipes. There's different types of pipes that people have used, but the guitar is, I guess, Western music has it a lot, but we've kind of changed it. So a lot of you can change the tuning of the guitar. So it's not the standard tuning that gives you these full chords. It's a bit more drone-like. So I tune the strings. So that's called the main one I use is called dadgad. And there's other open D and open G, these other tunings that I use as well. Just makes the guitar feel, sometimes it feels more right. So I have an album all in the Irish language, and that uses mainly dadgad tuning because it just felt right for the Celtic style of music. So it lets you be a little bit more melodic as well. Note here, but it gives you this kind of so that's kind of it, yeah. There's a good question. So how do you define traditional Irish music? There's I would see myself more as a folk musician, in terms of I write my songs and I'm kind of looking at the world around me and trying to make sense of it, and also, but I have a connection to the old songs that were sung. So that's kind of folk music. Traditional music is kind of seen as being more fiddles and tunes, and but there's a crossover then between the folk music and the traditional music. So with my album in the Irish language, I kind of went more in that area with more instruments that are like fiddles and things like that, to make it sound a little more traditional. You know, it was different things at different times, you know, and so it's kind of the same with traditional music. There and in different places there's a different idea. So in America there'd be a different idea of what is Irish music, you know, whereas here it's a more, you know, over there they might have this fixed idea of it, you know, it's one thing, whereas over here, you know, we listen to all the new things as well, and hopefully that influences what we do now. Yeah. It's a challenge being a musician full time, and there's lots of different it's kind of difficult to do just one thing and keep money coming in, as it were, you know. So and I struggle with that, I have to say. When I started writing songs, it would have been like the Beatles, Paul Simon, Simon and Garfunkel, those kind of folk groups, and also just the the Irish folk songs, and just good, and even some country songs that are kind of written very well. There's certain song. I would be more about a song that I love. If I love a song, I'd want to learn it rather than become a fan of the group as much. I kind of like the song, so that's kind of. But there are Irish, like Christy Moore is an amazing Irish singer, and he would have written songs or sung songs that were political in nature as well, like protest songs, just to make the rest of society look at problems in a different way through music. And so that would have stuck with me, and that's probably why I went and writing songs about climate change and things like that. So sometimes songs come out and they've got that kind of spiritual feel to them, and when I'm writing them, it's me searching for that meaning in the world, so that's kind of another aspect to music.
You are a wounded bird on a road with passers-by. You are a wounded bird, but they would let you die. Before they broke your wing, they stole your will to fly.